I don't know if you've seen or if you've heard of Netflix's TV series The Crown, which follows Queen Elizabeth II and the British monarchy. It's a show that Becca and I, we've been loving over lockdown. It's been keeping us entertained, and we've just got to the episode where the Queen is under pressure to modernise, and so one of the things that she does to try and prove that the monarchy, that the Queen is still in touch with common people, is that she invites people who she has previously called average, who she's previously called monotonous, basically everyday Brits who aren't in the ruling upper classes. And she invites them all once a year to this state banquet. She's the Queen, you know, the highest of the high, and she's dining, she's feasting, inviting around these people who, quite frankly, are just very average, like you and me, just people off the street. And the Queen's mother is horrified. She is not happy at the thought that she also has to attend this dinner and she has to hang out and mingle with these people who, quite frankly, she thinks are beneath them. There's a similar kind of vibe taking place in the passage that we've got this morning, Matthew 9:9-13. The Pharisees think that Jesus is hanging out with the wrong crowd. He's wining and dining with the wrong crowd. Jesus is too good, apparently, for these people, these tax collectors and sinners. He's this great religious moral teacher. How can he be keeping company with these outcasts? If you were a tax collector, you were the lowest of the low. You were scum in those days. You would be collecting the tax off your own people, and you'd be giving that tax to the people in power who were ruling over your own people. They would often keep money aside for themselves, and so they would be getting rich off of the oppression of their own people. And sinners are sinners. There's little more to explain than that. There are people who religiously, if you wanted to observe Jewish religious law, you would not hang out with these people. They were unclean, they were impure. And as a law-abiding Jew, you just wouldn't keep company with them. But here we see Jesus with his disciples, reclining, dining, feasting at a table with tax collectors and sinners, and getting into trouble for it. Notice as well that this is Jesus dining with them. It's not like he's, on his way from like Jerusalem to Galilee or whatever, and he's just stopped off at a local corner shop to get a meal deal, and he's eating the meal deal on his journey. This isn't a quick meal. This is a feast. This is a banquet. They were reclining around the table. It would have taken them ages to eat this thing. Hopefully it was good food. When Jesus is dining with them, he's associating with them. Who you ate with was important in those days. And so Jesus, by eating with his disciples, with these tax collectors and sinners, he's basically saying, look, this is the company that I want to keep. I'm identifying myself with them. It was scandalous, absolutely scandalous. And Jesus gets told off. The Pharisees are like, why are you eating with these people? And Jesus, he simply says to them, go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. It's not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I've come to seek and to save not the righteous, but the sinners. And so what can we learn from this? Well, thinking about the space around the table, who does Jesus want to eat with? Does he want to eat with the self-righteous, overly religious Pharisees? Or does he instead come to those people who know that they're broken, who know that they need Jesus, who know that they need help and saving? Those are the people who Jesus wants to eat with. Those are the people Jesus wants to identify with, to help, to associate with, and to have fellowship with. And so the question for us today is just, to remind ourselves, to encourage ourselves that Jesus doesn't care if we're not perfect. He wants to eat with us anyway. The only thing that Jesus cares about is whether you are humble enough to admit that you need him at your table. Having Jesus at your table might get you into trouble. Having sinners and tax collectors at your table might also get you into trouble. But Jesus says, have mercy on other people. It's mercy I desire, and not religious observance. And so as we think about that throughout the day, as we reflect on this passage throughout the day, let's be people of mercy, who take compassion on other people, who act compassionately, lovingly towards other people. And let's remember that we ourselves, we need Jesus at our table, and Jesus will come and sit and feast with us if only we'll admit that we need him.